Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? What's up? How's it going? Andy Rosas here, co-founder of the Habit Guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hold on one second. Go ahead and live. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Andy Rosas here, co-founder of the Habit Guys. Welcome to another episode of Prospecting Adventures. Here we go. Let's go ahead and set it up here. Because that background. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, sorry for that background, guys. I am making changes to my desk, and I don't want you to see the mess. What's up, guys? How's it going? We're going to talk about sales conversations, how to speak to people so you don't lose status. Vinny, what up? So who here is on YouTube? Guys, prospecting can be boring, and it can suck sometimes. I get it, but guess what? Guess what? You got to do it. If you're not going to do it, you got to get out of this business. What's going to be the alternative, right? So actually, I'm going to teach you guys some sales training. You're going to absolutely love this. Actually, it's going to be a topic that we're going to go over tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow we're going to have sales training. Because guys, so if someone says, if someone's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I can't. Can you talk today? You'll be like, well, yeah, I can talk to you today. I have all day today. I'm available all day. Just shoot me a call whenever you want. You're losing status, right? Or, hey, listen, I'm not ready to list my property. Oh, I'll follow up with you in a couple of weeks. Okay, not a problem. That's fine. I'll follow up with you in a couple of weeks. Guys, if you're responding like that with those type of one-liners, you're losing status in the eyes of your prospects. You're losing it. You're absolutely losing it. So I'm going to help you guys with some sales conversations on how to address basic conversations that are going to help you out. All right. Because just being so nice and friendly all the time is hurting you. Okay. And I get this a lot. A lot of our students and a lot of our teammates talk about this where they're like, yeah, Andy, I'm just too friendly. And then when we listen to their calls, we're like, oh my gosh, you're way too friendly. And that's why people are not taking you seriously. So, by the way, Vinny, can you guys hear me on Instagram? Those of you on YouTube, are you guys able to hear me on YouTube? Let me get a hello. And then those of you on our platform, are you guys able to hear me at all? Are you guys able to hear me? Carmen, owner, financing. Can you hear me? I want to make sure you guys can hear me because I have my headphones on and I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? So, guys, tomorrow we're going to be doing a sales. Hey, Carmen, what's going on? So we're going to be doing a sales training on how to have conversation. And guys, by the way, so and here's a basic example. Here's one, guys. I'm not ready to list my property yet because so many agents just have the wrong responses to these type of answers, to these questions, and you think it's not a big deal. A lot of people are like, oh, you know what? Yeah, my schedule's wide open. Give me a call whenever you want. Okay, all right. That sounds friendly, but you just lost status. So check this out. Here's a tip I'm going to give you guys, right? And I'm going to go over a lot of these tomorrow. So if you want to learn more on our sales training, because remember, guys, if you have 10 conversations right now, the average agent is probably having one good conversation out of 10. If I can tell you out of 10 conversations, I can get you having 4, 5, or 6 good conversations. Would that make a big difference in your business? Absolutely. Right? Think about that. After 100 phone calls, you have 60 solid conversations, better conversations, as opposed to 10, right? So that's the difference between you closing one deal in a month or 6 deals in a month. Does that make a big difference? So the way you speak to people, how you transfer power, right? How you give permission, how you don't sound like you have commission breath, all of that matters. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna have a training. Okay, so guys, here, those of you on Instagram, I just dropped the link there. Sign up for our training tomorrow. It's absolutely free. Guys, we're gonna go in depth on sales conversations because a lot of real estate agents say they're prospecting, but they're not. Because haven't you guys spoken to somebody on the phone and you're very friendly and then they ghost you and you're like, man, why did they ghost me? What's going on? I thought I connected with them. What's happening, right? Well, it's because you lowered your status. And in real estate, if you lower your status, especially with for sale by owners, right? And with a cold audience, they're just not going to take you seriously. Or your sphere of influence, if you don't speak a certain way, like a top producer, they're not going to take you seriously either. They're going to just consider you like, oh, that's my old friend. That's Andy. Oh, what's the big deal? You know what? It's not a big deal. It's fine. It's all good, right? So that's why you got to be very careful how, on how you're speaking to people and how you're doing that. Okay, guys. So make sure you guys are learning that. So here's an example, and here's some training. So here we go. All right. So when someone says objection is this, I'm not ready to list yet. And the key is this, guys, you got to be curious. Okay, check this out. If someone says, I'm not ready to list yet, here's where a lot of realtors mess up. Realtors go, you know what? Oh, okay. Well, I'll follow up with you in a couple of weeks. Okay. How's that sound? All right. Call you later. Bye. Guys, you do that there. Listen, this response leaves the ball entirely on the prospect's court, and it doesn't create any urgency or address the underlying concerns. So the realtor loses control of the conversation easily, okay? Total loss of control, and may never hear from the prospect again. Just off of that. Guys, so here's the replacement term. And by the way, this is called our behavioral communication method, okay? Behavioral communication method where we use sales psychology, okay, and behavioral science to help you have a more meaningful conversation with people so you can increase your closing percentage by 10%, 20%, 30% more, okay? So really take this seriously because small little things like this can put you on a higher status in the eyes of your prospect, okay? So if someone's saying to you, I'm not ready to list yet, here's a simple, all right, here we go. So it's a 3-step process. So write this down, guys. So write down connection question, follow-up question, consequence question, okay? There's 3 questions you're gonna ask here. A connection question, a follow-up situation question, and a consequence question, okay? So check this out. All right, I'm not ready to list yet. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna write, not write, you're gonna say, you know what? I understand, okay? I understand. What's your biggest concern? Okay. What's your biggest concern about listing right now? Okay. So if this was me live, I would say, oh my gosh, yeah, I totally understand. So what's your biggest concern about listing right now? Okay. Now this disarms the prospect, so by acknowledging that their hesitancy and it invites them to share what's really holding them back. Because you want to know what's holding them back, guys. You can't just say, yes, I'll call you back. I'll call you later. Bye. You lose respect. And then worse, you don't know what their issue is. And if you don't know what their issue is, if you don't know what their pain is, you're not going to be able to connect with them and you're not going to be able to close them. That's it. Very simple, guys. Okay. So this disarms them by acknowledging that they're hesitating. Okay. It's acknowledging, you have to acknowledge their pain. Okay. Like say, okay, I understand. All right. What's your biggest concern about listing at this current moment? What would you say it is? You guys notice my tone there, right? Kind of like leaning back on the conversation, right? Not being defensive. So then the follow-up question on that would be, okay, they tell you, that's fine. And then the follow-up question on this would be this. What are your original plans? All right. What are your original plans for selling? Okay. What were your original plans and have those changed over the last few months? So if they're saying to you, okay, hey, listen, I'm not ready to list right now. You'll tell them, okay, listen, I understand. What's your biggest concern about you listing right now? Okay. What were your original plans for selling? Have those changed over the last few months? Right? The reason why you're doing this is you're shifting the focus from their current reality and their future plans, and you're opening the door to identify issues or delays that they may not have been acknowledged yet. Like they may not be aware of this yet. So remember, everything you say is a lie. Everything they say is the truth. Remember that. Okay, guys? In sales, everything you say is a lie. Everything that they say is the truth. So you have to help them answer their own question. So you have to ask them questions. Okay? So by you saying, what were your original plans for selling, by the way? And have those changed over the last few months? No, I was going to go to the beach. I was going to move over here, do that. Okay, great. So the next question you would ask is, write this down. This is the consequence question. So after they tell you, you'll ask, well, what would happen if the market conditions shifted and it becomes a little bit harder to sell 6 months from now? How would that impact your goals? So this question here introduces the possible consequences of waiting, okay? And it creates an internal tension of urgency without being pushy. All right, guys? Because you want to start to create an internal tension with for sale by owners, with expireds, okay? Um, so you can start to have or online leads, wherever you're getting your leads from. See, or whoever you're calling, to some degree, this is the format you have to use, right? A connection question, acknowledging them, right? A follow-up situation question, right? Shifting the focus of their current situation, and then a consequence question. All right. What would happen if the market conditions shifted and it became harder to sell? Like what would that be 6 months from now? So small little update there on just shifting. And by the way, do you understand now how your power shifts now? Because instead of you just being an order taker and then you just saying, oh, okay, all right, bye, have a good day. Like you just sound like a rookie. You lose power, and people are not respecting you. They're not, and they're going to consider you very, too friendly, and it's just not going to work out. It's not and that's why a lot of agents say they're making calls, but they're not connecting. Right? They're not connecting. Now, remember, this is not foolproof. It's not. Like I said, it might increase your sales 10%, 40%, double it, whatever it is. But instead of getting 1 out of 10 good conversations, imagine getting 4 out of 10 or 6 out of 10, right? And now you're connecting. And so what starts to happen is psychologically, as you start to connect with more people, psychologically, you also get more wins, not just financially, but psychologically you get more wins, which keeps you coming back for more and more and more and more. Okay. As opposed to getting once in a while a random good conversation, and then the rest of your conversations are horrible that day, and you don't really know why. You're being nice, but the problem is you haven't been taught sales, right? And navigating that sales conversation to do, right? So, guys, so tomorrow, I'm gonna be giving a deeper training on this. And by the way, Vinny, shoot me the question, Vinny. And I might go over it tomorrow. So, shoot me over the question, and I'll go over that question for you tomorrow, if anything, Vinny. Okay. So, guys, tomorrow I'm gonna cover. I had a bad experience with realtors in the past. And by the way, actually, guys, for those of you listening to this, send me the objections that you guys get. Send them to me. What are your biggest objections? And I'll pick some, and I'll go over them tomorrow in our training at 12 o'clock. Okay, guys, 12 o'clock Eastern, we have a free training on how to speak like a top producer. Because just because you know how to talk to people, oh, I want to wait. I want to wait when rates drop even more. I love it. Let's address that tomorrow, Vinny, for sure. We'll go over that. I'll probably go over that. That's a good one. I had a bad experience with realtors in the past. I can sell it myself. We'll go over that tomorrow, right? I can sell it myself. I want to think it over. That's a good one. I want to think it over. All right. Your commission is too high. We'll go over that as well. All right. So let's go over those tomorrow. So guys, make sure you guys click the link that I just sent in the message right now. In the message, you should see it on your YouTube. Or if not, if you don't see it, just email us at info@habitguys.com. Also, make sure you guys download our newest scripts. Go to habitguys.com/free. Every couple of months or so, we are updating those scripts just to make sure we are fine tuning. Guys, it's amazing, right? The commission one's going to be good, Vinny, right? Your commission is too high. Oh, that's going to be a good one, man. I'm telling you. So it's going to help you navigate sales in a way, and objections in a way that's going to give you some buffer and some power positioning, and you don't lower your status. So it's going to be really good. All right, guys. So shoot us an email, download those scripts. All right, guys. We'll definitely go ahead tomorrow and we'll check those out on conversations on how to speak like a top producer. Or if you know anybody, guys, that needs help with speaking like a top producer, just tell them to go to habitguys.com/training. I think that's the website. Hold on a second. habitguys.com/training. Is it? No, it's Prospecting Adventures. It goes to it. Just go to info. Just have them email us at info@habitguys.com, and we'll do it. So we'll definitely do it. All right, guys. So we'll make that happen. So if you know anyone that needs help with the way they speak to people, because remember, if you don't know how to navigate objections, guys, the faster you guys realize that you're in a sales position, the faster you're going to realize you got to learn how to speak to people. All right, you have to learn how to objection handle the right way. All right, guys. Well, love you all so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and if not, I'll catch you all next week for another episode of Prospecting Adventures. Bye now.